Good evening guys. Today we will be analyzing US dollars. I wasn't really trading this pair, but I started to love it because it's most of the time it's mostly technical, even though it's driven by fundamentals. And today we'll go deeper on fundamentals, on how they like trades, like using fundamentals, you understand. So I came across some few information that led me in doing this video for you guys. I'll make it short as possible. So let's start now. So we're just gonna break it down with what happened this week, last week, and what might happen next week. Okay, what the hell is going on now? I'm not interested. What the hell? Okay. I want to try to understand what was really pushing the price, like why was it going down, why that liquidity zone was so important to us. Okay, I don't know. Okay. Okay, so as you can see, I've applied what we call a financial retracement level. As you all know, we're always looking for a certain liquidity zone, and like Fibonacci, it's actually a tool to help us identify these zones. So as you can see, we mostly focus on 61.8 retracement level and 50%. That's where we mostly look for entries. You see, as you can see, the price were going down, then they retrace to that if we were choosing this. And so as my you are seeing trade that I actually do analyze myself. So something is wrong here, something is not right here. No, it was gonna be like something like this. This laptop is like that. This liquidity zone interesting is because of, you see, previous supports, that's what makes it interesting. So these are the key levels that you look at when you're gonna use liquidity zone and your like Fibonacci retracement. So this was going to be a good trade, but elections going on and so much economic activity that's happening in our country and in USA due to coronavirus. Like sometimes you have doubt, you have fear, of which is something that these institutional traders, they want you to fear so that they can make money from you. It's smart money making money. So it's smart money making money. So what pushes the market is money. It's a universal language in the market. Money is the universal language. So institutional traders, what I've noticed is that they always push the price, even if it means is trading against themselves to acquire enough liquidity so that they can push price even further. So here you'll see a downward move, then a retracement. then continuation going down. So meaning that, let's say they wanted to take the price from 17 to 14 rand. So what they will do is that and add more buys to push the price going down. So if it's going down and they feel like, okay, we need to add more money so that they can push it down further. So what they will do is that they will close some position, not every position that they've opened here. They will close some position, then enter more like position on their opposite so that they can make money out of us, like stop hunting, like, okay, pushing the price up and making profit, only to add more sales here with more liquidity to push the price even more down. So what I understood, the reason I call this area a liquidity zone is because of that idea. This it came from that idea. So that their sole purpose is to sell. So what's left to do now is to find a liquidity zone. You'll find a key zone where, like, okay, those guys who are using robots, like a key zone where like the robot can actually pick up a transaction, can actually add for a trend going down. So this is one of the ways to find out those key areas, is the Fibonacci retracement. As you can see, is doing wonders. So what you'll do to understand this, so you'll go, I've learned this thing called ROC, rate of change. So rate of change, I calculate it weekly. So it tells me the direction of the week, you understand? So looking at here, I've calculated all my, actually the market we are trending the US dollar actually. So I compared all these pairs that I trade with US dollar, that hence is a zero here. So I do teach you how do I compare it, like how do I come with ROC, rate of change, ZAR USD. So you can actually check the rate of change for ZAR USD. So, and it will be different for a rate of change for USD ZAR. So I just wanted to check the strength so that I can come up with a proper, like, so that I understand with what's really going on with the pair. So what I found is like it's on 2.61 and USD, because I only compare it with USD. I compare every pair with USD. So once I understood this, then I was certain that, okay, ZAR is actually stronger than US. So selling USD, buying ZAR is actually good. So USD ZAR sell was actually good that week. So what I check again is that I come here, then I check the COT perspective, trying to understand what are these institutional traders are doing. So this is what I come up with. Okay, it's still loading. Okay, it's there. So if you can check, it's a COT perspective, South African rand. So I'm not going to focus about the data that was released last week Friday. I'm going to, because that's a past, like we are doing what we call a previous week technical analysis. That means we have to check not last week Friday, we're gonna check last week. So even if, like, if you can check here, you can see that they have more actually position on long than on sell. But if you pay a closer look, is that is a change on long and change on short. So last week, if you can check here, they've opened only like 985 long position. So they've added 900 and and like they've added from this position, they've added 985 to make 9,000 position, and they've added more cells from here to here. So it shows good, okay, even though their goal is still on long, they also wanted to close down, to add cells, to add more cells on the on USD ZAR. You see? So if you want to understand it, it's quite difficult. I cannot explain it to you properly, but if you understand, they've added 900 position to buy and added 1,100 position on sell, meaning that they knew that it's gonna go down, even though they can see a potential for it to go up, but they've added a lot of sells compared to buys. So it showed that it's gonna be negative last week. So hence, when you get this data, you come to where you do. So after you get that, you look at the liquidity zone. You know, like it just continue going down. You understand? But this is the best way to understand how I trade. So your technical analysis, you can see that, okay, this was actually a good buy. Sorry, this was actually a very good buy. So, and again, also to be sure, okay, it's starting to act up again. What's going on here? So as you can see, there was a little bit of a bullish channel here, and you know, like if you are a technical pattern trader, you know, like a bullish trend can only mean like a correction or reversal. So in this example, it's actually a reversal of the. Yes, and in addition, you can see this 1, 2, 3 structure, of which we also teach, but I haven't been teaching much on it because it's not easy to identify, but it did play out well. So what's next is that we are going to use the very same method on how to identify the future of this trade, because this is just last week's analysis. So let's just go to the current. So what we're gonna do now is we're just gonna try to break it down from long-term view to see the bigger picture, and we'll go and check our ROC, and we'll check our COT. Okay, let's start now. Give it some color. On a higher time frame, like, okay, what I've noticed is that, and now it's like it's going down, but it's struggling like to go down. You can see that, okay, this is a retracement, this is the direction, this is a retracement. So you can see why, even though they were selling this pair, but you also saw that, okay, they keep on adding. So what we can check again for this looks like a liquidity zone for me because of this low and this high. My Fibonacci retracement can tell it, okay, this is a liquidity zone. So but now we cannot say when it reaches our liquidity zone is that to buy. So during the week is that I look at our COT perspective, because I cannot be buying while they are selling, you understand? Because if I check last week Friday, if they've added more positions on a sell and they close 20 position on a buy, so that for me it's a concern. So what I can expect from it next week, like it's when, like if I were to buy next week, it's when I'll see a huge amount of position being closed and certain amount of position being bought. Then I can say, okay, this is starting to go up. And on our ROT, if the number decreases from the 2 point something that we saw, and it decreases, maybe it goes to 1 point something, then I can tell with, okay, the dollar is starting to gain strength, then I can start to buy. So the only way I'll buy is through my liquidity zone. So what I'll do is that I'll pay more attention on my technical analysis and COT and ROC. So we will see next week, but I want to properly understand what's really going on, because this is daily, so it's very, very long time. It's a very like NZA, you know, like it's too volatile. But if it checks out, we'll be looking for a buy, and our target will be 19 rand. So let's just see, and we'll pay attention to our close economy. Like we'll pay attention on our local shares, we'll pay attention on what the president has has a plan for our ZAR, because currently it's strong, but does he have a plan? So if he announces something that will push our ZAR to be weaker, or something negative happen that might affect our ZAR, that means like we can go on and buy. But for now, we're just waiting. So let me go to a bit smaller time frame so that we can reanalyze again there. Okay, yeah, it's starting to make sense why we would buy, but we will wait for data release on Friday. Then we'll do our ROC on Saturday. Then next week we can actually know what we're gonna do with this pair. Now, like, we're just gonna wait, because it shows that, okay, there's a possibility that it might 25 cent and before it goes up. So we're just gonna pay close attention on it. We're not gonna sleep on this one. Then yeah. And again, what I look at, like, because I'm a technical trader, like I look at a lot of things. I also look at compare. I like to compare with, okay, what's really going on here. So this is other three charts that I look at. They're all USDs. It's systems. So let me just explain. Okay. So this one looks proper though. It looks like you can actually buy now, but I know it's okay going down. But this is a true formation of this system. So it's telling us to buy, and then, like, I can see like there's a volume that's starting to go up. So it will be interesting to see on Friday what's gonna happen when they release their positions on ZAR. So what I look at again is that, okay, the belief FX in the like software, it's amazing, because I can see like, okay, it's a buy, and I can see the volume here. Like I can actually buy, like I can see that it's retesting on my pivot points, and like, yeah, maybe we can buy until the main scalping at this point. Yeah, it looks, what you can do is that that kind of information where they tell you about how the position, how many positions they've added. Like if you can see, is actually easy to use other indicators like your moving average, your weekly pivot points, the act as support. Then when they reject, you just sell. So that's how you can use that information to add like on your knowledge. Let me love and leave you. Have a good night. Bye bye.